What's up, everybody? This is HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, and I'm here tonight, man, and I'm going to talk about Battle of the Belts, AEW Battle of the Belts, which I did check out yesterday. Check that out a little bit later. Chris and I both, we went on yesterday and we watched SmackDown, which was a pretty good show. It was a decent show. And then we watched Rampage. Rampage, man, really was a very good show, man. I was very surprised. Rampage was live yesterday, and they had Battle of the Belts right after that. Rampage yesterday, it was live. Can't exactly remember where they had it at, but they did have SmackDown before that. SmackDown, we only gave 3 stars, and then I saw Rampage last night and Battle of the Belts right after that. But Rampage, man, I had to give Rampage a 4 stars, man. Rampage was really good. Z1, what's up, man? Z1 is in the house. Appreciate you joining in. And I see Jeff Samuel was in here earlier. He said, let's go. If Jeff, you in here, man, I'm saying what's up to you too. But yeah, let me try to find real quick where Battle of the Belts came. Where did they have whole Battle of the Belts and Rampage last night? And you know what? They ended up, they showed Rampage and then they went off and then came right back in for Battle of the Belts. What I think they should do, if they're going to have Battle of the Belts and they're going to have it on a Friday night, might as well call the whole thing Battle of the Belts instead of calling it Rampage. Of course, we know they're supposed to have Rampage on Friday nights, man, but it's kind of silly to do that. Just go ahead and basically just call it a Battle of the Belts and just let it be. But the whole thing would have been Battle of the Belts. It seemed like they switched it up and it became something totally different instead of Rampage. I don't understand that logic. Why in the world would they do that? But hey, that's Tony Khan. I guess that's Tony Khan for you. And he wanted to, he wanted to have that. He wanted to roll it out that way. Jeff Samuel's in the house. What's up, Jeff? So like I said, Chris definitely not with me tonight. He didn't even know I was coming on. Well, I actually was going to come on a little earlier, but Chris didn't know I was going to come on tonight. So I think the guys are knocked out or whatever. But if he's around, he'll see that I'm on. He didn't watch Battle of the Belts, I don't think. So I'm gonna go ahead. I did talk to him earlier. He hadn't watched it, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run through it, man. But let's find out where this Battle of the Belts was held at last night, man. Let's see. Where in the world was it? All I know is it was on TNT. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, I will know in just a minute where it was held. But I was very surprised and very happy that Rampage was able to kick off last night. Very good show very good show. But like I said, it was live because of the Battle of the Belts. Rampage was live. We know usually it's taped. Let's see. All right, it was at Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. Okay, so it was in Portland, Oregon. All right, okay, Z1, my man said Jaguars won tonight, and they in the playoffs. So Tony going crazy right now. Yes, definitely. So yeah, those Jacksonville Jaguars, man. So hey, they stepped up there in the playoffs. Speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, you would think Tony Khan would be more involved with that than he is in wrestling, and he would let somebody else handle his wrestling duties. Because look, when his dad stepped down, then Tony's going to have to step up in that arena. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, as much as he might not want to say right now, because his dad has put him in charge as far as AEW, let him run his own thing. Jacksonville Jaguars, that is a bigger thing than AEW. We all know that. Rick Joe, what's up, my man? No, Chris is not on the way, man. Chris, I don't even think Chris understands. I don't even know if he knows I'm on. Let me see if because Chris said he was going to bed early because he had an early morning this morning. So I'm going to check and see if he's on, to tell you the truth. Let's see, Rick. I don't know if he's on here or not, man, if he's still up. But if he's up, Chris will join in, I'm pretty sure. Or he'll come in and he'll have a few things to say. But guys, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to this Battle of the Belts. And we'll talk a little bit about Vince McMahon and some of the things that we've seen afterwards. The aftermath of that, and we'll get into a few other things, guys. So just give me a second. And like I said, it came from Portland, Oregon. I just want to check on our man Christopher Burton. Yeah, Christopher Burton is out, man. He's asleep. The app says he's not active. He's not around. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and rock this thing out for a little while. And guys, my birthday is coming up in 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes, I'll be turning 56 years old. So hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this birthday thing in, and then a little bit later on, me and my wife gonna do some things. Let's see, but she's in there with my niece right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna work out, man. All actuality, and then I'm probably sit back and chill and watch some TV for the rest of the night with my wife. Yeah, he have to let one go, no doubt about that, man, no doubt. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get on into this, man. Like I said, Battle of the Belts was pretty good last night. No, wait a minute. I mean, Rampage was very good last night, but Battle of the Belts, he stopped the program, Rampage, and then he went ahead and went into Battle of the Belts. Wasn't as good. Definitely wasn't as good as Rampage. But it was okay. First match, man, we had the acclaim battle, Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. That right there, it was a decent match. It was an exciting match. In all actuality, I was pretty well shocked. I didn't give it this big old star rating or anything like that, but it was a pretty decent match. Definitely Jeff Jarrett, not Jeff Jarrett, but Jay Lethal looked very good in this match. He really did. Jacoby Peter, what's up, my man? He really looked good in this match. And the Claim, like I said, they come out. The Claim came out and basically put on a party and had the crowd pumped up. Did they scissors thing like they always do. So they definitely look good, man. But Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal together as a tag team, I still think that looks like an awkward tag team. One thing about Jeff Jarrett, coming back into wrestling, this man needs to dye his hair, or cut his hair, or whatever. Something about that golden blonde hair and him being from that era is, I think somebody from this era could do it. It could pull it off, but something about him being from that era of the early '90s, man, on up. He reminds me of the old Ric Flairs, the Austin Idols, the Buddy Landales, the Buddy Rogers, all those guys, man, that used to do that. Superstar Billy Graham, all those guys that used to do that back in the day, and it just reminds me of yesteryear every time I see him, and it makes him look like he's the same age as I am, something like the same age as I am, and it makes him look like he looks ancient, man. Even though he doesn't look bad, he doesn't look old or anything like that. His body's in shape, but for some reason, it takes you back to that era. Anybody, man, that's from that era, they think about that, and that's the reason why they get on Jeff Jarrett and they talk about Jeff Jarrett. But overall, man, right here, this match right here, it was pretty good. I gave the match 2 stars because it was just too much stuff on the outside, on the outside that they was focused on and everything like that. But it was 2 stars, but it was very exciting. The things that they did, the way they put it together, very exciting, man. So I gave that match 2 stars. It was a pretty decent match. And then we had Powerhouse Hobbs, man. Powerhouse Will Hobbs, the Book of Hobbs. I didn't know anything about this Book of Hobbs thing. Now we've been seeing the promos, and he's been walking through the hood like this big bad man, and everybody been checking him out. Who is this guy, man? Who is this guy? So, Powerhouse Hobbs, he came out there and he talked about the Book of Hobbs. He talked about all the hurt and pain that he's going to deliver and the things that he's going to be doing going forward. And that right there was a pretty good segment. So, I gave that a thumbs up. So, man, hey, let's hope for big things with Powerhouse Hobbs. Doesn't matter which side of the fence that he's on. Powerhouse Hobbs, man, he's really doing good. He's really doing good, and I think what I'm trying to say is, I think he deserves more of, he needs more of a push from Tony Khan and AEW. Hopefully, man, they give him that here in 2023. All right, Ben. All right, somebody, Ben Lascaux. Sup, Harry? You hear that WWE is interested in all right. And Toma, Tama Togun. Come on. Sorry about that, guys. Man, I had a phone call. Somebody called, and I'm on my phone. I am on my phone. Somebody called, and I didn't think it's one of the guy who does commentary with me and Chris at some of these independent wrestling shows. He just called me. I told him I was online, and I mean he pretty much was shocked I was online. But yeah, Z1, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, Ben said, "Sup, Harry? You hear that WWE is interested in Tama Togan from New Japan?" I had no idea, man. That right there should be interesting. And I know Chris definitely, man, is interested in that. I will let him know about that. But Ben, I didn't know about that. Appreciate you joining, Ben, and letting me know about that, man. So Jacoby Peter says, "Sup, Harry? Harry, you see Ben's comment? Yeah, just saw that. What happened with Hobbs, Harry? Hobbs, like I said, Hobbs, all he, Hobbs coming out there, and he's talking about the Book of Hobbs. So he has some kind of, he got some kind of thing going on, man. The Book of Hobbs. So we'll see how that plays out, and maybe it's going to be like a chapter of his career. He's going to go over and over this book, and he's pretty much going to be delivering on his career. And Z1, I appreciate it, Z1. That happy birthday, man. And let me put this focus. Let me stop people from. I don't want to get called. Especially on this late night, man, because guys might think I jumped out or whatever. So let me go ahead and put a no disturb on, do not disturb on that, so nobody else will call me, man, this time of night. The important people can get through. My daughter can get through. My wife can get through, and my sister-in-law can get through, and people that my mom can get through. So people that really need me, Chris can get through. There's certain people that can get through, but some people just can't, man. But yeah, I can't stand that guy. Got a call in between this, and I'm talking to you guys, man. We was on the road. All right, my man Chris Williams in the house. Harry, do we get Usos versus God, aka Gorilla of Destiny? That'd be crazy. Tama and Hukulu. Wow, I can't say that name. I still can't get that. But yes, that would be crazy. Hopefully, we will get that, man. I would love to see that. Yeah, I like the Book of Hobbs too, Z1. I like where this look like it's going. But yeah, and to answer that, Chris Williams, I would like to see that match, man. I would like to see those guys have a little feud there. And I mean, man, it will be, that style against the Usos, that right there will be explosive. So I definitely would like to see that, man. Oh yeah, I like the Book of Hobbs. Jacoby Peter said that too. But yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, the Book of Hobbs, that seems interesting. And it's given Will Hobbs something to look forward to, and all I can really say is I hope Tony Khan or whoever helping him book, I hope they don't mess that thing up, man, because it could be something special. Let's see. Somebody said, "Oh wait, Chris, you see my comment on the Undertaker? Laugh out loud." No, I didn't see no. Look, I'm not Chris. I don't know Chris Williams. If you talk about somebody else, you got to laugh out loud. But that's okay, but I didn't see anything on the Undertaker, man. Oh, okay. Oh my God, the Undertaker has choke slam Harry. Okay, has choke slam Harry. Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler. I'm more worried of puppies. Oh, okay, okay, all right, man. So yeah, I missed a couple comments here and all that, but yeah, trying to get back to everybody's comment. But man, look, I appreciate every single one of you guys joining me, man, on this late night. I do have something I have to take care of in a little while, but I'm gonna stay on with you guys for a while because yeah, something just now popped up with my nephew. But I definitely have to take care of that, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna finish this thing out, and we'll talk a little bit about some other things outside of that. All right, man. Let's see who we got next. All right, in the next match, man, we had Kingston. No, we didn't have a match. We had another promo segment. We had Kingston and Ortiz promo, which was good. They was talking about trust, trusting each other and everything like that. And they was talking about the House of Black, which I gave a thumbs up to that. I gave a thumbs up to it. And it was after the House of Black had got out and they cut a little promo and they was talking about what they was going to do. And they did mention Kingston. I don't, they really didn't mention Ortiz. They really after Kingston or whatever. But man, House of Black seems pretty scary. And, even though Eddie Kingston is a tough guy, I don't know if he's really, I don't really know if he can survive in a feud with Ortiz being his partner against House of Black. It's 3-on-2, and when it boils down to it, one of those guys can pretty much match up well or take out Eddie Kingston. If you put Malachi Black against him, I think they still have the advantage. You put Brody Lee against him, they might have the advantage, or it'd be a close one. And then Buddy Murphy. I mean, close. He's gonna get beat by Eddie Kingston, but Eddie Kingston has to overcome. And Ortiz is a tough guy too. Not selling them short, but they have a lot to overcome with this House of Black. And House of Black is going to use every trick in the book, man. They're going to be turning off the lights. So why are they turning off the lights? I hope they don't turn off the lights on Kingston and and Ortiz. All right, man. Let me get back to everybody, man. All right, yeah, because your channel went dark, laugh out loud. Yes, it did, Jacoby Peter, man. I just couldn't believe it. The guy called me, and like I said, our broadcast partner, man, that we do these independent shows with, we do commentary with. He called me, and I set up something today. I got a store to carry his DVDs. He been making DVDs for years, and he just sells them at the shows. And I decided to go into a convenience store that's not too far from my house. And this guy has a chain of little small convenience stores in the county. And asked him would he carry these videotapes. I mean these these DVDs. And he said yes. He said just bring him in. He's a good, seemed to be a good friend, man. I talk to him every time I go in there, but he was the boss tonight. He had his associates in there, his employees in there, and I talked to them, and then he said, "Oh, he's here," and he was in the back. He said, "You can go into the office and talk to him." And as soon as I came in there, man, he gave me a dap and everything. Man, him started talking business, but I told him, I said, "Man, you could have been making a bunch of money on all these doggone this big old disc library that you have," because he goes around to and records so many different shows. Do commentary. He's the voice of the Carolinas, pretty much. But so took care of that. And let me make sure I get everybody here. Lucas Thomas says, "Sup, Harry? Happy birthday, legend. Appreciate it, Lucas. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the happy birthday shout out. All right. Yeah, Santana needs to come back. Yes, he does, Z1. The last I know of, those guys were beefing. They was beefing in real life, Santana and Ortiz. So who knows what's going to happen there. But Santana definitely needs to come back, man. Look, they grown men. These guys need to, you guys know how we are as man. Like I say, we can get in an argument, we can fight one day or whatever, get in an argument, then we buddies again the next day. Come back, settle this thing as men, settle down, and get back together, because they was a pretty good tag team. And if they've been pushed right, man, they definitely could be in the title picture. All right, Z1 said Hobbs need people from the past to show interfere or distract him to help build a storyline. Yes, he does. All right, Santana needs to come back. Lucas Thomas said, Harry, what if this was a plan for Santana to come back and turn on Ortiz and join Hobbs? Woo! Wow, man, that's very interesting. Very interesting. And it will work, Lucas. Definitely would. New character for Santana, more badass. Yes, it definitely will work, man. Lucas Thomas said, yeah, Z1. But yeah, Lucas, that right there will work, man. I agree with you 100% on that. I can't front, man. That right there sounds really good, and it was well thought out, Lucas. What you just laid out. But right after that, man, we had Jade Cargill versus Layla Gray. And you know what? I did not initially put down the score, but I thought about it. This was a pretty good match. It was drawn out. And man, Jade Cargill, she's very dominant, used the power, but man, that sky blue, small, she's only like 5'2", probably about 125, 130 pounds, but she was able to slide out a lot of the things that Jade Cargill was doing to her. So she was able to, modify, her style to work with Jade Cargill. And man, she put in some work. That was a pretty good match. I was impressed. Jade, she had to deal with Red Velvet. Red Velvet Cake coming out there. Love Red Velvet, man. Red Velvet coming out, and she's interfering in the match. Not actually getting in there and physically interfering, but looking on and seeing what's going on and getting Jade's attention and all that. And Jade at the end, she pretty much gave it a bird, man. Gave it a finger. So I mean, this thing right here with Jade and man, Jade and Red Velvet is something else. And Red Velvet, she beat Layla Gray up out there, man. She beat her up on the outside. So what in the world's going on here? Or is this a swerve and Red Velvet is really not, her and Jade is really not at each other's throats? Because why in the world would they be? These two seem really close. Why in the world would they be? And they could be setting up something and setting Kiera Hogan up or Layla Gray up, because she really didn't like Layla. when she came in, man. So we'll have to see how in the world that plays out. But my thing about this is Red Velvet. I don't know why it looks to me that they're setting her up to be. They might be setting her up in a feud to be in a feud with Jade Cargill. But I like Red Velvet when she was in that thing with Britt Baker for a while there, man. Red Velvet is very talented, and to me, she's one of the top four talented women that they have in that company. Throwing in Britt Baker, I'll say Britt Baker, Serena Deeb, Hikaru Shida, Red Velvet, and then I'm gonna add Jade Cargill in there. That's the top five if you ask me as far as talent. I gotta throw. I forgot about it. Jamie Hayter, definitely. So top six. All six of those women are very talented, and but Red Velvet is definitely right in the middle of them. She's in the midst of them, so she should be in the mix for this championship, and for any one of the titles over there. And you have a possibility that Sasha Banks could join them here sometime soon, because I don't think that she's going to be satisfied with just being over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And with Vince coming back, since Vince is back, I don't think she'll be going back to WWE anytime soon. Now, if she comes over to AEW, I believe she'll sign a 1 year with an option. So within a year or 6 months to a year, she can get out of that deal just like William Regal did. And I think that'll be the smart move for her, because when it boils down to it, AEW, I don't think is big enough to stroke her ego. Sasha Banks likes attention. She likes attention. That's the reason why I don't think she's going to stay over there in New Japan Pro Wrestling forever. She's going to wrestle over there for 3 or 4 months or whatever. Then she's going to look for a return to the United States. And, when she comes back, she's going to be in the United States anyway. But when she comes back full-time wrestling here, Impact is not going to satisfy appetite. AEW is not either, but she will wrestle with AEW for a little while and see how much pull she can get from that, and then she'll return to WWE. That's in my opinion. All right, let me get to some more of the stuff here, man. Yeah, Lucas Thomas said no House of Black, Harry. Yes, well, House of Black, like I said, House of Black. They cut. Only thing they did last night, they cut. During the show last night, which was Rampage and Battle of the Belts. They cut a scathing promo. These guys are serious, man, and I hope they use them a lot more than they have since Malachi Black came back. Malachi Black, man, he old, because I tell you what, he signed a huge contract with Tony Khan, and Tony Khan refused to let him go. If he had to beg, please, for his for his release, he didn't mind, but it didn't happen. He wanted to go over there and be in WWE again and be over there with his wife, Zelina Vega. And he came up with all kind of different excuses, man. But Tony Khan held on to Malachi Black. He signed him and pretty much gave Malachi Black a deal at that time that he hadn't given anybody. Because remember, Malachi, he preceded CM Punk and everybody else, Bryan Danielson and all them, and the man gave him a contract that was totally different than everybody else's contract that he gave him. He actually gave him, he gave him creative control and everything, and he wants a return on that contract, and he refused to let him go. As much as Malachi Black came out and said this and that, because he was telling everybody he was gone, and WWE was saying he was gone. People were saying he was gone, but he wasn't gone. Tony Khan was saying he wasn't gone. Tony Khan kept talking to him, and he refused to let him go, man. So, no, ain't too proud to beg. And Tony Khan really didn't have to beg. He had him locked, brother. He had him locked. Okay. All right. Lucas Thomas said Hobbs should be himself. No doubt about it, man. He is being himself. But like I said, I think he's going with that. He's going with his real name, man, Will Hobbs. But it's going to be Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and he's just going to go with that thing that they have for him, and that's the Book of Hobbs. And like I said, he can go from chapter to chapter, and that, like, I finished this chapter, and man, if I was him, I say line up the doggone independence. Line up these guys, man, that's in these different towns that are big time in these towns, these different counties around, or these certain states, these small little territories, these outlaw promotions. Line those guys up, man, and beat those guys up. Beat up 8, 9, 10, 11 of those guys, man, for the next 2-3 months. And then, like I say, man, start building yourself up, move through the heavyweight title picture. That's how they used to do it back in the day. Man, Bill Ron Simmons. Well, Ron Simmons, went after Doom was over with, he went on a little small series, man, and went for 4 to 6 months. Next thing you know, he's battling, he's battling Lex Luger for the United States Heavyweight Championship, and then he's in a feud with he's in a feud with Big Van Vader, and he ends up being the first world black heavyweight champion that's recognized. Now there was one before him. I forgot his name in the WWA, and that was Black Cat Wright. So that was way back in the day, So guys, you guys really, a lot of you guys might not know that, but he was actually the first world heavyweight champion. But that championship was like, it was on a regional scale. It wasn't as big as the NWA championship or the WWE championship or the AWA championship, which was the WWF championship, WWF championship back then when Vince McMahon Sr. had it. But that title was it pretty much covered all of California and Hawaii and things like that. But they was out of San Francisco, this organization, and they was big out there. It was called Big Time Wrestling, and he won that world title, and that was considered a world championship because California, you know how big it is, and it was big back then. They covered California, some of Texas, and they was over in Hawaii and the Pacific and things like that. So he defended his title everywhere there. But Black Cat Wright was actually the first world heavyweight champion, recognized champion in the world, and that was the WWA, and they was the fourth biggest organization. So, but they after they was defunct when Ron Simmons came and won his title. So they went ahead and recognized him as the first world champion because the NWA, which had morphed to WCW, was such a big territory. They went ahead and recognized my man Ron Simmons as the first world heavyweight champion. All right, so let's get on. Let's see. Z1 agreed with me earlier. I saw that Z1. Santana joined, and Lucas Thomas said Santana joins House of Black. Okay, not Hobbs. Hobbs should be in no faction, Harry. I meant, yeah. I don't want, I didn't think you was meaning that, Lucas. Definitely don't want Hobbs in the House of Black. That would not be a good look at all. They don't fit his personality. I mean, of course, he probably could roll into that. But, I definitely wouldn't like to see that. Hobbs need to be himself. Hobbs need to do his own thing. All right. Z1 said House of Black need to rival Flavor and Crew and put that belt on M Black, Malachi Black. Yes, no doubt. Malachi Black, man, very good, very talented guy, man, very talented wrestler. And I did not understand. I didn't understand when he came back and then he formed that House of Black thing. He should have been in the title picture from the get-go, from the jump. One of the most talented guys, man, that's over in AEW. I'm like, I don't know why in the world Aleister Black is going that direction. Still call him Aleister a lot. But I don't know why in the world he went that direction in the first place. But hey, if that's what he wants to do, he said he don't like the booking, but he is the one who he's the one who created House of Black. He is the one who was in control of his own. He was in control of his own direction. So, it was him who done that, man. All right, my man Rick Perry, what's up? Rick Perry. Harry, do you think Hobbs need a manager? Hell, Tony should sign Teddy Long. Yes. Teddy was this area Stokely in AEW. If you think about it, Harry, but Teddy is a legend. Yeah, Teddy is a legend. Teddy can come back there, but what in the world is going to happen to him if he brings Teddy in? Because we've seen what he's done with other legends, who have been in AEW, who have been involved in the management game. Arn Anderson wasn't treated right. Jake the Snake Roberts wasn't treated right. And Tully Blanchard wasn't treated right. Tully was the only one who really seemed, everything seemed very good with him. And Tully had another tag team not too long ago, man, and they was only on that for like 1 or 2 weeks. Devastating tag team looked like to me. I forgot who it was. But he has not utilized the managers, man, the legends that he has yet. So I can see Teddy saying, nah, but hey, for the money, Teddy probably will come back and do it. Rick Perry, happy birthday, Rick. I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate it. And also flowers. Thank you, Rick Perry, my man. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys, man. Wishing me happy birthday and everything like that. All right, man. So guys, let's get to Jade Cargill. She defeated went ahead, got that win over Sky Blue, man. Jade just devastating with that leg, those feet, man. She put it in Sky Blue's face. That pretty much was it. Sky Blue, man, I give her all the credit in the world for keep fighting back. Every time we thought she was down, she was coming back. I gave that match 3 stars, man. Best match of that Battle of the Belts. I was very impressed with that. Then, man, we had and let's go ahead and dive into that a little bit. What, like I said, we already done talked about it. What is going to happen here with Jade Cargill and Red Velvet? So that's one thing that we all got to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on that because that could be explosive. Next, man, we had Orange Cassidy versus Kip Saban. Now, look, anytime I look at when I look at wrestling from today and the past, or on the independent circuit or anything, I look at styles. And like I always tell Chris, and if you're a boxing fan, styles make fights. That's the same thing in wrestling. Ever since I've been watching wrestling, I look at the styles. You have promoters out there who will put 2 big guys up against each other just because they're big. And and for the most of the time, that's not gonna work. And they would do certain things because certain guys are similar. Unless those guys multi-talented, it's not gonna work. Last night, this right here was a perfect example. Kip Saban and Orange Cassidy, styles too much alike, did not look too good. It didn't look good. They did not join together good. So man, I mean, Kip Saban did come out there and he was fighting hard. He was laying some serious elbow shots, man, forearms to Orange Cassidy, pretty much doing a lot of things that Cassidy would do. And as far as both going to the air, Orange Cassidy trying to do his little crazy stuff, man, putting on his little elbow pad, really didn't put his hands in his pockets much, but he did do try to be cool and everything. And Kip Saban did the same thing. And then Kip Saban, man, went out there and started doing the tappy toe dance with Orange Cassidy. He was doing a lot of the trickster type things, and it was just flat out crazy when it boils down to it. But yeah, let me say, all right, my man Rick Perry. Let me go ahead and get to some of these. Rick Perry says Ethan versus Hobbs can be good. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. To tell you the truth, I would like to see those guys in a faction together. But when it boils down to it, can be good, but not right now. Just have Hobbs hurt people more, and Ethan want to be in the title picture. So can Hobbs. Tony Khan don't realize this, Harry. No, he doesn't. Rick Perry. No, he doesn't. No, no, brother. He has no flipping clue, man. Ethan Page could be one of the best wrestlers in the world, and to me, he is. He is already one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I heard before before he got into AEW, he used to joke around. I know Jim Cornette says, he joked around and he played around, man. And I think it was Ring of Honor and somewhere else, but I don't know what it is, what he did over there. But hey, he has it right now. This guy has what it takes, man. He has what it takes to go to the top, and they have got to utilize that, and they got to utilize Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, as much as possible. All right. And then Rick Perry, my man, says Miro, I think, should leave and go to New Japan Pro Wrestling or WWE. Definitely, man. Miro can't just sit there and just waste away and not be anything. He definitely can't, and that's what's happening. That's what we see happening over there in AEW, man. He's just wasting away. If you don't have a plan for the man, tell the man, hey, I don't have no plan for you. I got to let you go. Give him his papers, man. Give him his papers. Divorce him. Because I know Miro will want to divorce that big entity that's holding him back. All right. My man Z1 says, I think they are going to do David versus Goliath with Jade. Yes. Most likely, man. Most definitely. And as far as Sky Blue, man, that was a David versus Goliath last night. That man, Sky Blue, very impressive. I'm very impressed with that young lady. All right, Rick Perry says, oh, Harry, I got to tell you this with a little spoiler. Sorry, Harry, there's a AEW dark taping, and Arn Anderson is teased bringing a new Horseman, but with Brian Pillman Jr. Wow, okay, yeah, people are talking about that, man. So I can see why he would do that because people are very interested in that. So that is crazy. And Brock pair up this week, and also Roddy Piper's daughter is wrestling Thea Piper. Oh, wow, I had no idea about that, man. Thanks, Rick, my man Rick, for letting me know about that. So that right there is crazy. So Rick Perry is giving us the scoop, man, on these things. So yeah, Rick Perry, man, he's laying down the law, giving us the scoop. man. But yeah, once again, man, I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming in here, man. And if you are on here with me tonight, go ahead and hit that like, share, join, man. If you on Facebook, you on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding, 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 so you know when times are coming on, just like I am right now. And if you're on Twitch, do the same thing you do over here on YouTube. And if you're on Twitter, man, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet. And guys, give me just a second. Let me run over here to Facebook because I don't have these Facebook, anybody from Facebook, I can't see it. So I just want to make sure nobody over here on Facebook that I need to answer anything on before I get to this last match. And that's one thing too. Battle of the Belts, they designed this thing and put it like a Clash of the Champions. But if it's going to be Clash of the Champions, man, these guys need to make that thing 2 hours. And with Rampage, I guess you can call it 2 hours, but they need to take Rampage off of that and just call it Battle of the Belts. Rampage is melted in with Battle of the Belts. No need to have that. And Battle of the Belts will be 2 hours. And have it Battle of the Belts. Have every belt pretty much. You don't have to have every belt on the line, but put 3 or 4 of those titles on the line and make it a real Battle of the Belts. Only one belt was on the line as far as I can recall last night. Z1 said, oh, wow. I said, Orange should do that. Yes, you did, Z1. Yes, you did. You sure did. So that's where in the world I had got it from. That's where in the world I had thought. I was thinking about it. I'm like, somebody talked about that. But yeah, Z1, you definitely did that. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into this last match, guys. Orange Cassidy defeated Kip's. He defeated Kip Sabian, and like I said, styles make matches. And this match right here, it was hard hitting in certain spots, but they did play around with each other. But like I said, styles make matches, and these guys make fights. And these guys, man, they matched up too good with each other. But Orange Cassidy took him out, hitting him with a double orange punch. He hit him with it one time, and then he came back around and went back around, and then came back and popped him with it again. I gave the match 2.5 stars. Now, before this had happened, the referee had to eject. He had to eject Bunny from the ringside. From ringside, Bunny went back, and Kip Sabian, because Kip Sabian came out there with Bunny and Penelope Ford. So he had Penelope Ford and Bunny out there. Sent Bunny back to the back room. She went back to the dressing room. Who appears? Butcher and the Blade, man. Butcher and the Blade come out. And Butcher and the Blade, they came out. And then when Orange Cassidy had got thrown out, they was going to jump Orange Cassidy. They had brought 2 chairs, got him off under the ring apron, under the ring, pulled him out. And they was going to attack him and beat him and do something to him with those chairs. Next thing you know, the Best Friends come out, which last week the Best Friends walked away from Orange Cassidy. So we don't know if that group, I don't think that group is actually together anymore. But Butcher and Blade had attacked, was it last week, a couple weeks ago, they attacked the Best Friends. They attacked Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, which I don't care for Chuck Taylor, but Trent Beretta, to me, is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. And they need to capitalize on that some kind of way. But they came out and they took care of Butcher and Blade. And Butcher and Blade is another team. That is another tag team that they are failing to. They have failed to make a move with them. They put them in plenty of matches before, but all they use them for is glorified jobbers. But man, Butcher and Blade, that character that they have, the character that they are, and they're very good wrestlers, very talented. Man, you got to use that. You have got to use that. Those guys could be the champions. Those guys could have had a hell of a tag team series against FTR, man, easily. Against Ray Phoenix and Pop, man, could have. No, Ray Phoenix and goodness sake, Penta, Ray Phoenix and Penta could have been a very good feud. Or you could throw Pac in there or whatever. But they could have those guys, man. Those guys can be serious contenders. They can have a good setup too, good matches with the Acclaim. But I definitely could have saw something really good with FTR with those guys, man. But hey, he used them in the wrong way, definitely. And so it's a waste. But hey, these guys are getting their money, man, because they have used them a lot. Okay, let me go back, man, because like I said, you guys are piling me in, man. You guys got comments, bro. All right. Yeah, Lucas Thomas said you did. And Z1 said MJF should have wrestled for Battle of the Belts. Yes. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous that he didn't. But yeah, that's it, man, for Battle of the Belts. And it was not that good, man. It really wasn't. 2.5 stars for that, and 2 stars for the first match, 3 stars for the second match. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars for Battle of the Belts. Was not that good. But and like I say, because Rampage was so strong, and then they let Rampage off, and then it came on with that's 2.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in with the whole thing, man. But Rampage, and to that, I'll go ahead and give it 3.5 stars. So again, Rampage 4 stars, man. But for the 2 hours of AEW last night, I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3.5 stars. But yeah, Rampage very good. A Battle of the Belts was lackluster, just like every single one of them they done had so far. And man, for MJF not to be on that doggone card, that is ridiculous. Z1, appreciate you doggone you coming up with that, man. Because yeah, that was flat out ridiculous. You only as strong as your world champion, man. You know, you only as strong as your world champion or your world tag team champs in wrestling. That's all it is to it. You know, so I mean, that's like that's like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going out there without Tom Brady. You know, so I mean, it's just flat out crazy. That's like the Kansas City Chiefs, man, going out there, without Patrick Mahomes. So I mean, it just dumb stuff there. It's just very dumb what they're doing over there. So Tony Khan, man, get it together. Very much get it together. All right, guys, give me just one moment. Let me get over here to and I can start getting your comments in. And wow, let's see. Let's see. All right, y'all will hear y'all will hear this. This message is hell for review. Somebody asked me, was I gay? No, I don't think so, Cat Daddy. Some guy named Eli IU or whatever, whoever that is, man, some troll or whatever came on talking about, are you gay? I don't think so, Cat. Whatever. But yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's get to everybody. Woo. Oh yeah, Lucas Thomas. All right, back to Lucas. Yeah, right. And I'm gonna start back with MJF. Z1 said MJF should have wrestled for Battle of the Belts. Yes, he should have. Definitely should have. That was just flat out dumb for him not to do that. And when it boils down to it, it just shows he don't care. He really don't care. You know, he does not care about legacy at all. How he's gonna be perceived after his career is over. He does not care at all. Z1. All right, and then my man Lucas Thomas said, that's what I'm saying, Z1 and Harry. I hope all wrestling promotions is hear us good. Hear, us, good ideas. And even Harry said, Hit Row should go heel and be Death Row and Dollar be Suge Knight. No doubt. No doubt, man. Yes. And Lucas Thomas said, and they turned yesterday. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And man, I think that'll be better for them. But I just don't know about Top Dollar right now. He looks awkward without that weight, man. Without that weight, he just don't look good. And you know how some people are where they don't have the weight, they lose the weight, they look kind of funny. He looks funny without his weight, man. He really do. So get that thing back together, or whatever he needs to do to really pick himself back up, man. I just don't know, man. Like I say, I'm not hating on him. I'm happy that he lost the weight. Definitely lose the weight, man. If you're not playing, you're not a lineman in the NFL no more, lose as much weight as you can, because you can have all kind of health problems a little bit later if you don't. So yeah, I'm with him, with his weight loss and everything like that, and I'm happy for him, proud of him, man. Definitely. But yeah, let me get that light back on. Let's see. All right, man. Okay. Yeah, Rick Perry said that. Then Rick Perry says, but Harry definitely not gonna spoil Rumble. Surprise. Yeah. Also, we're gonna watch who shows up. Yes, that's gonna be great, man. I can't wait to see that. Z1 said I agree, Lucas. So he agreed with Lucas. Rick Perry says, Harry, people can't get mad at me, but but I too like Blade and Butcher with Ali. Will be better in NWA or NXT. A old school tag team in NXT will be good. Yes, it would, man. That right there will help the brand out a lot. All right. Z1 said Kip Saban need to go to Impact. Yep. Yes. Exactly. Rick Perry says, good point, Harry. Yes, no doubt. And then, like I said, we had the idiot come in and talking about, are you gay? All right, then Rick Perry says Kip should go to Impact and fight out the X Division belt, or G1 middleweight in Japan, Z1 and Harry. All right, then Rick Perry says WWE won't do that to Roman. Laugh out loud. Roman gonna be on the show some way on the card. Yes, he is, no doubt. Z1 right. He need to build his profile back up. Yes, he does. Rick Perry, this is a problem, Harry. MJF still the same over and over dude, not involving into his character. No, he's not. No, he's not, Rick Perry, man. And that just it's sad. And I don't know why in the world. I mean, my man Chris want to stick with him, and Chris want to roll with the what he is putting out here, but he's not putting out anything to the wrestling fans, and that's what we want. We need people. We need wrestlers out here that's going to help the business. That's going to help elevate the game. We don't need people in here joking around, man. Right now is no time to be playing out here. If you in the wrestling business, no need to play, because the bottom line is this, man. The bottom line is this: wrestling is not in a great place. WWE was soaring with Triple H, but we know what's going on. We got Vince McMahon came back in, and you guys know we've been talking about this for the last couple of days. But Vince McMahon, hey, everything's in the play. Vince McMahon, he has rolled back in. We might see him Monday night. But Vince McMahon has, he's shot his game. Vince McMahon has 81% voting power. This guy could have did this at any time. So he's got 81% voting power. He owns 38% of the stock, and all his shares of stock is Class B stock. Only people in that company has Class B stock is him, Stephanie, Shane, and the mama, Linda. Those the only one that's Class B share stock. Even Triple H don't have Class B share stock. Class B share stock is the only ones who can own that company. If something happens, that company will fall into those other guys' hands. Only way that Triple H can get a hold of it if even if it goes down to where he passes away and Stephanie gets stock, Stephanie can't even sell a Class B stock to him. I mean, she cannot even share that stock with her own husband. That's how good he's got. That's how strong that Joker has made this. That stock will have to go to her brother or Linda. That's crazy. So Vince McMahon making sure that don't fall into nobody else's hands, unless Linda goes out there and get married or something like that. But he probably got some provision up against that too. I don't know, but he's going to make sure that nobody's going to get a check for that company. Even he'll be 78 years old. Something happens to him tomorrow, or whatever. Something happens to him here in the near future. Nobody else is going to get that check except for Vince McMahon if they sell this thing. And speaking of sales, man, a lot of people think Disney will be the ones that buy it, but Disney really don't make sense. I think they coming in as the third suitor. Everybody's looking at Comcast, NBC, because NBC already got a hand in it with Peacock, and this will take some of the money woes off of them, but they will put probably more money into it to build it to the brand they want it to be. But you got NBC, and then you got Fox is coming up as the second leading candidate to buy this thing. Then you got Disney. But Vince McMahon talking about he might not even sell for the next 2 years. And he's talking about taking the company private again. Now, if he takes the company private again, it's going to be worth more than what it is now. It was valued at $5.37 million Friday at closing. So after it goes private again, guarantee you it will jump up to $8 million. Seven and a half to $8 billion. That company will jump, because anytime you have a private company that's doing well, their stock is valued higher than these ones on the open market. So man, Vince McMahon, you talking about a mad genius, big time. And I don't know if he's gonna come and try to tear down his company or whatever. I know he's came back with a vengeance, firing people and everything like that. But that's all speculative. We all speculating on that. Speculative that he's gonna come back and do that. Hey, we don't know what kind of plans he has. The man sat at home for 5 months. We don't know what in the world he's gonna do. But I know one thing: a lot of these guys from NXT, they won't be showing up on the screen at all. All right, man. Let me get back to some more of these comments here. All right, Rick Perry. Ric Flair evolved also even when he was world champion. Yes, he did. Man, he got better and better. He got tougher when he needed to be tougher. And man, he was able to adapt to all his opponents all the way up until he went into the WWE, man. And he kept adapting. So that right there is the quintessential world champion. That right there is the mark of a world champion. And him. And before him, I did everybody, man, that came that was champions before him. I measure a world champion by Ric Flair now. I measure a world champion by Harley Race. I measure a world champion by Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino. I measure a world champion by Harley Race, Terry Funk, Dory Funk Jr. I measure a world champion, man, by superstar Billy Graham, Vern Gagne. Let's see, those guys, Nick Botwinkle. Those every time I see a world champion, man, I measure their skill against those guys. If it's not skill, because not all those guys had great skills, but they was great champions in their own right and certain things they did. The way they wrestled, some of them on the mic, the way they wrestled, the way they carried themselves inside and outside of the ring, they represented wrestling with class. MJF, he's a class within himself. He thinks he's this big classy guy, and everybody just wants to see him go out there and cut these promos and cut people down. And then he tell people to get in these certain kind of matches and things like that. And he think that's going to satisfy us as wrestling fans. No, it's not going to satisfy us at all. Get your butt in that doggone wrestling ring, man. Represent the sport. People can sit here and talk about Roman Reigns don't wrestle. But Roman Reigns, he's wrestling about at every pay-per-view. He's missed only a couple since he's went on this part-time schedule. He's only missed a couple. And this guy, man, he wrestles when he needs to. He don't give people too much of a break where they miss him that much. And he's always represented, even when he's not there, he's represented by his cousins. And the bloodline, man, keeps his name strong. So, and it's not the same thing week in and week out with him. Where MJF is getting to be where it's the same thing every week with this guy. He's saying the same old things when he comes out. Man, it's getting old, it's getting stagnant, and he's running that same game. Just like my man, just like dang, what's my man on 5 Heartbeats? Uh, uh, dang, my man on 5 Heartbeat, Robert Townsend, when he told his brother, forgot his brother's name right now. But he told his brother, man, you've been running that same game since 65. Yeah, what's up, baby? Let's get together, baby. We can do this. Baby, you look good and everything. I like the way you do your hair. I like the way you walk and everything, baby. We can, let me take care of you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, man. MJF is running his same game week in and week out. I'm the devil. Let's see. And, man, and then, he basically talk about, he might get into some things that happened in the past and all that, and why he is like he is, and why, he has to succeed over somebody. So I'm just like, this guy's a stone trip. And then he cuts down the people, and he cuts down the fans. He cuts down the person that he's going to wrestle against, a feud against, or whatever. But, man, all he's doing is setting up feuds. He's setting up feuds. So what is this guy going to do? It's 2023. How many times are we going to see him wrestle? Or are we going to see 6 matches from this guy? I don't know. He's going to wrestle every 6 weeks. He haven't done it yet. I told Chris, I asked Chris, how many times have you wrestled since he won that title? 1 time. I think it's once, maybe twice. But, and what is he going to do? Wrestle every pay-per-view? Do you think he Floyd Mayweather in here or something? Some kind of boxer? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sorry. Those guys, man, they make $20 million a fight. 20, 30, $40 million a fight. Canelo Alvarez and people like that, at least $10 million a fight. You talk about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and people, they at least, man, on the low end making 10, 12 million a fight. You're not doing that in wrestling. So, no, man, get in there and wrestle, man. Get in there and wrestle. We need that. We definitely need that. All right, Z1, will MJF go down as one of the biggest busts if he doesn't fix this issue when we look back over the years? Yes, Z1, no doubt, man. We're going to forget about it. We will remember him because of his scathing promos, but that's all we will remember. And we'll say, he wasn't that good of a wrestler. He never wrestled. He was a C-level talent. Even though he's a high B-level talent, we're going to look at him as a C-level talent. Jacoby Peter, Vince, Shane, and Stephanie, and the mama, laugh out loud, Harry, said that mama as we did as a kid for milk. Yeah. Jacoby Peter, very good point, Z1. Jacoby Peter, Harry, if WWE goes private, they can take over the board again. JP Morgan want to be involved. Yep. This can be good or bad. But we see, Harry, Vince is a genius for all these years. Yep. Jacoby Peter says if they go private, they can do more crazy stuff again. Yes, they can. Z1, very true, Jacoby. Yes, Rick Perry, exactly, Harry. Rick didn't bleed to turn insane to overboard the blood like how Moxley doing it. Rick did it to evolve his character. he's a rich dude, but also a maniac. Same can be said for Terry Funk when he was hardcore as a wrestler. Yes. And then Rick Perry says when Terry was a badass dude to throw weapons and become this badass old man hardcore dude made ECW to be a promotion. If you think about it, Harry, ECW, no Terry Funk, no ECW. Yes, without Terry Funk, man, they wouldn't have got where he was at. And the whole thing about it, a lot of guys, man, that's watching wrestling now, which I had to explain to Chris. I said, Chris, I mentioned a wrestler who reminds me of Terry Funk. I can't remember. And Chris like, Terry Funk? And I said, no, Chris, the first Terry Funk you saw was the Terry Funk that attacked Ric Flair in 1989 on WCW, man, on the Clash of Champions after that match against Ricky Steamboat when he won the belt again. I said, you didn't see the Terry Funk from the 70s. I saw him in the 70s. I saw him before he had the world title, and then he had that 2-year run as the NWA World Champion. And Terry Funk defended his title in seven different countries, man. Bad, one of the best. I mean, could flat out wrestle, could brawl, could do it all back then. Wasn't that hardcore guy, but his matches was hardcore. You know what I mean? So he definitely, Terry Funk, one of the best, gonna go down as one of the best of all time. Doesn't get the credit that he deserved because he's been his career has been overridden by Harley Race and Ric Flair. Because Harley Race took the belt from Terry Funk, and Harley Race did so well, it diminished what Terry Funk had done. And then Ric Flair came and he eclipsed what Harley Race did. So just crazy, man. But even during that time, while Terry Funk had the title, it was Bruno Sammartino was the WWF champion, and then you had Vern Gagne, who was the AWA champion, and then it went to Nick Botwinkle. But you had some serious champions then at that time. And then you had superstar Billy Graham, who came and became the WWF champion after Bruno Sammartino, and that was still when Terry Funk had the title. So it was some bad boys, man, that had some titles at that time. But being a world champion was serious, and those guys held those titles. When you won the world title, man, it took a long time to get up there to win the title. And when you held it, it was very prestigious, and it was hard for people to get up there and take it from you. You held your belt for a number of years. So man, wrestling has to get back that way. That's the reason why I have no problem with Roman Reigns holding that title as long as he has. All right. So yeah. All right. Rick Perry says, MJF, perfect. I'm a devil. So why you a devil? Exactly. What is character, dude? Is who's the devil to take money off people, take money off people's plate. You see what's coming from that, Harry? I know what Roman's character, head of the table, want to take over. Exactly. So yeah, we know all about Roman's character, but how is MJF evolving his character? How is he making his character play into into AEW? How is he making it play into the our hands where we can see exactly what he's doing and knowing exactly why he's doing what he's doing and why he's the devil? Not just from your talk, make it from your actions in the ring. And man, if you're gonna be the next Ric Flair, he doesn't mention Ric Flair. I mean, he's mentioned basically mentioned it, but he tries to stay away from that. Even though Ric Flair has endorsed him and everything like that, but I think AEW is trying to stay away from the name or whatever. But Ric Flair, he wants to be the next Ric Flair. But the thing about it is this, man, if you're going to be the next Ric Flair, you better start building your resume up and building it up now. You better take on the best of the best in AEW, and you better hope to get to WWE and take on the best of the best. Because that's the thing about Ric Flair. He took on the best of the best. He took on everybody, man, a who's who of wrestling. And that is the reason why he's considered what he is. Because, man, this guy defended that title against so many different people. Or he wrestled. The guy wrestled everybody, man. Everybody. And no wrestler right now can get that. Nobody can duplicate that resume. Nobody. So MJF, man, he needs to do it for the fans, man. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for Z1. Don't do it for Rick Perry. Don't do it for Jacoby Peter. Don't do it for Chris Williams. Don't do it for any of us on this panel. Don't do it for my man Christopher Burton. Don't do it for none of us, man. Rick, Joe, none of us on here. Don't do it for none of us. Do it. We are fans, so yeah, you're doing it for us too. But I'm just saying, don't let us convince you. Let the other millions of fans that's watching, or the 800,000 fans that's watching Dynamite, the 800,000 fans and the 200, 300,000 fans that's going to come afterwards from the WWE that's going to look over to see what's going on. Because believe me, the fans over in WWE, they know about you. So do it for us, the fans, man. We deserve another Flair. We want another Flair. It's just like in basketball, man. Look, they want to compare LeBron and say he's better than Jordan. I'm sorry. No, you're not. In my book, no, you're not. And, it's not that, Jordan from my era. I'm sorry, but Dr. J, Julius Erving is my favorite player. But Michael Jordan eclipsed him way, he eclipsed him big time. I can't deny it. I saw Jordan. I saw Dr. J, Julius Erving. Then I saw Jordan. I see you, LeBron. I saw Larry Bird. I saw Magic Johnson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I saw the best. And you are not the best. Say, hey, Kaylee.
Hi. Also, by the way, tomorrow's his birthday.
They know. Already said it. All right. Go back in there with John. Thank you, sweetie. Love you. Wow. Love you. Bye. But look, man, this guy's got to be what I'm trying to say. I can't remember where I was at. But man, yeah, he's got to build his legacy, and he has got to go through every opponent that's worth something, every name that's worth something in wrestling if he ever wants to be on that level. But we deserve that. And yeah, I was talking about LeBron and Michael Jordan and everything. And LeBron is a great basketball player. One of the top 4 or 5 man that's probably ever played the game. I used to always have him around 8th or 9th or whatever. But within the last couple of years, I got him up there in the top 5. So yeah, great basketball player, and I had no problem with him trying to be the best. Hey, all power to you. And I definitely want to see another Michael Jordan during my lifetime. But you ain't Michael Jordan, brother. But at least he gave it his all. He's still giving it his all. He wants to achieve even more. But I can't say the same thing about MJF. You want to be on that level, man. You can't get on Bret Hart's level. You can't get on Hulk Hogan's level. You can't get on Steve Austin's level. You can't get on The Rock's level. Even though they wrestled, didn't wrestle that long. You can't get on Steve Austin did, but The Rock really didn't. You can't get on their level, man. You cannot. You won't be remembered like those guys. Sad, man. It's really sad. But let's hope he makes a turn for the best, man. Really do. All right. All right. Let's see. Z1. Let me see. Let me get back. Everybody. Okay. Wow, what was that? Okay, Rick Perry, Stone Cold, badass, leather jacket dude. T.O., drank beer and whoop butt, rock, charismatic and loudmouth dude to Hollywood. Yes. Rick Perry, Chris, remember Dory Funk, Harry, laugh out loud. He was meaning to say Harry. Rick Perry, yeah. Z1, I think Vince will sell company before he passed. I don't think he trusts the kids with the company and his legacy. Yeah, that's true, Z1. That's true. Harry, if you watch this this show Succession is just like Vince's story. Yeah, I'll check it out, Z1. Rick Perry says, Harry, this is a test also because Brian has put him on that he faced MJF for the world belt in an Iron Man match. Yep. Rick Perry self want to be the next Triple H. Yes, he does so bad. But he realized that he needs to be him in WWE. Same can be said for Braun Breaker. And it's like I agree with Z1. Braun might need to turn heel and let Cora Jade be. Yeah. Let Cora Jade be because, it seemed like something done happened to him since he started dating Cora Jade, Rick Perry. And, Seth Rollins, man, you talking about somebody who's going to go down with a nice legacy? He will. But, man, Seth is right now, he's playing out his last leg. So, man, Seth keep it up. Seth can go down at least on the level of a Scott Hall. I mean, at least on that level, man. Seth doing really well. I love what he's doing, and he's been able to recreate himself over and over. But hey, somebody like MJF needs to get over there, and he needs to wrestle Seth Rollins for his legacy. All right, Z1, that Iron match would be perfect. Yes, my man Rick Perry says, yeah, okay, just let Cora be the valet for a heel breaker. Yeah, that'll be good. If he want to evolve his character, make me interesting, dude, and I like Braun. He the future, definitely, 100%. But guys, woo! It's been a night so far, man. But guys, like I said, once again, if you coming in, man, definitely hit that like, share, join, subscribe, man. If you are not subscribed to the Straight Up Wrestling Show, here on YouTube, and then do that same thing on Twitch. And if you're on Twitter, man, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet. And if you're on Facebook, man, hit that like, share, join. Yeah. And Rick Perry says, yeah, Z1. And then I think my man Rick Perry said, Self is a legend and credited his own lane. Yes. Yeah, and created his own lane. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, man. So woo, man, this has been a good show, guys. I appreciate all you guys coming in here, man. You know, the ones who have come in here with me tonight. You know, we came on late. We got to do some more of these. Got to do some more of these. I do not mind. Love talking wrestling and got so many different topics that we can cover. Not just about what we just seen as far as Battle of the Belts. Went through Battle of the Belts, and man, there's a lot of things. Let's see. All right, yeah, all right, my man. I'm trying to get you on here. No problem, Harry. Yes, Rick. Thank you, brother. Z1 said, thanks for coming, Harry. Facebook got a Facebook user, man. So we got somebody on Facebook. Let me go over here and check it out. See who's on Facebook. Checking me out over here on Facebook. I know I seen some friends over here on Facebook, but people really wasn't talking on Facebook. So it's okay. Oh, Melanie McKeith, my friend Melanie McKeith. You talking about somebody know wrestling? Melanie McKeith knows wrestling, and she knows a lot of wrestlers. So man, yeah, she definitely is in the house, and she knows her wrestling. From the professional wrestling, the professional zone, professional wrestling zone, all the way down to the professional wrestling arenas in the indies. So definitely. All right. Z1 said D's. And Rick Perry says, if you want to do my questions for 10 minutes, Harry, we can if you want to. Rick Perry, if you got a few more things, man, you can say, you can go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna get on off. It's going on 1 o'clock. I'm gonna give this thing just a few more minutes, brother. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off in just a minute. So let's go ahead, brother. Let's go ahead and get some questions. Rick Perry, we can talk anything if you want to. Oh, no, Rick, man, because if we do that, boy, we get into all kind of stuff. So, no, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm just going to get off. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the night with my wife, man, and make sure these kids get sleep. My nephew, he's autistic. Kaylee's brother, I got to get him off to sleep. He might be asleep, but I need to end up cleaning him up. He just ate, and I think he ended up doing something, that needs to be cleaned up. And Kaylee, get her on off, and then me and my wife probably watch some TV and do some other stuff. But celebrate my so I'll be up a little bit longer tonight. Celebrate my birthday into my birthday. And guys, man, yeah, Rick Perry, laugh out loud. Yeah. We can talk anything you want to. Yeah. I see they planting the seeds for Cody title run. Yes, they are, Z1. Yes, they are. They definitely are doing that. Hey, his man is back. Vince is back, and that's who he was planting as the next big star. And I have no problem with that. Cody, man, Cody is definitely the guy who can carry the torch, and man, he's gonna be one of these big stars. But you know what? I hate it for Vince, man, because Cody has that he has that acting bug too. He has that Hollywood bug, man. So, but I hope he comes in for 2 or 3 years, man, and really take the mantle and run with it. And the whole thing about it, Roman really don't want it no more. Roman wants to go in. He wants to do movies. He really do. All right, Rick Perry, thank you, man, for that happy birthday. Homemade with a white pie birthday cake, man. No doubt, no doubt. My wife probably make me one tomorrow, brother. Put it that way. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yep. Me neither. Yep, Harry. Yes, definitely. But yeah, my wife, yeah, she gonna hook me up with something special, man. As far as making, she made me some good food tonight. That I really wanted, and she was able to hook it up. Anytime that she feeding me, it doesn't matter if it's a sandwich or whatever. Guys, if your woman if she's giving it to you, it tastes better. So anything that your woman gives to you, man, it's definitely gonna taste better. This is PG, Harry. Laugh out loud, definitely, definitely. So what they doing with Regal since Vince back? I don't know, man. I don't know. He was in the back room the other day. And look, this thing is going to be a little awkward with those two because Vince fired this dude. So, but I think he respects Regal. So I think he'll have something in line for him. I don't think he's going to push him back out the door, but I believe we will see some heads rolling. Some other people will hit the floor. No ands, ands, buts about that. But once again, guys, appreciate each and every one of you guys joining tonight. Yeah, I appreciate each and every. Yeah, Z1 says right, Harry, and Rick Perry says true. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys joining me tonight, man. And hey, stay straight up, whatever you guys do, man, and have a good day tomorrow, Sunday. and we will see. Well, today is Sunday, but you guys enjoy your day, man. Get you some rest, get back up, and enjoy your day. All right, and they got new people back there also too, Harry. And Z1 says, "Have a good birthday, Harry." Yes, appreciate that, Z1. Appreciate all you guys, man, acknowledging that. And thank you very much. And Melanie, have a good night. I'll talk to you too later. I'll talk to you too later. But everybody, stay straight up. Peace.